and welcome back to Samson's Judo. Today we're going to do something very simple. We're going to show you Ude Garami tangled arm lock. It's a very nice technique and it's excellent for all beginners and low grades. We'll explain how it works. So yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy this technique. Okay, here we have Ude Garami. It's called the tangled arm lock. Some people call it figure 4 because the arm actually looks like a figure 4. If we put the arm down and we link our hands, you can see it resembles a figure 4. But the correct name is entangled arm lock. It's Ude Garami. What we're trying to do is basically break Uki's arm. So we're applying pressure to the elbow joint and twisting the arm. Now Ude Garami, we're going to show you this way first. Uki's going to lie down on his back. And I've got my chest on top of Uki. Maybe perhaps I got him down in Muni Gatami. Hold down, or we just simply end up in this position. Now there's two variations we can do this. The first one's very basic. Uki's hands are down and his hands are pointing upwards. The outside hand grabs the wrist. That's the first step. Be careful not to grab the thicker end of the arm. Always go by the wrist because it's a lot more narrow and then you can get a good grip. So you grab the wrist and the other hand comes underneath and over the top, so I end up holding my own wrist. I say this to children sometimes, it's like diving under the river and then surfacing on the other side. So hold the wrist, control Uki with your chest, so something has to keep him down because he will be trying to escape. So I've got a form of a hold down on him, I'm pinning him to the ground, and then I'm applying the arm lock. The right hand comes underneath, comes over the top, and grabs your wrist. There is a science behind the technique. Some people just pull it straight in anyhow, but we want you to understand how it works. The first thing we need to do is when we hold the wrist, we twist the arm on the outside, a little bit like a motorbike, just revving up. That's very important, the way you twist the bones, and then it will hurt him a little bit more. So the golden rule is twist arm just before you apply the arm lock. And then I need to pull his elbow into his belt or his hip. The way I like to do it is as I pull in, I come up. Imagine an aeroplane taking off, in and up. The two opposite forces, keeping the back of the hand onto the mat and then bringing it up and up, will create pain and hopefully get a submission. So don't just yank it in, make sure it's done correctly. Hold the wrist, control Uki with your chest, come underneath, turn the hand outwards, bring the elbow into his belt, and of course some people are more supple than others, so this technique can vary according to his flexibility. Some people would tap straight away, some people have more flexibility. So your direction is to bring the elbow to his belt, and if he's still supple, then I need to elevate it upwards, like an aeroplane taking off, and the two opposite forces should create enough pain to get a submission. So hold down, pull in, into the belt, and then start to lift up. You can see it. Don't let the back of the hand come off the floor like a lot of people do. This has to stay on the mat. Down and up. It's a very strong technique. Sometimes it's underestimated, but it's quite effective. I've used it quite a few times in competition. Of course, this technique can be done from different positions as well. Another way to do Ude Garami, or we call Shiro Ude Garami, is where the hand is pointing this way. You can do exactly the same thing. Instead of supporting the hand with this hand, I'll hold the wrist this way. The other hand comes underneath, up the wrist. The same principle applies. Turn the wrist inwards and then start bringing in this way. Now there is a slight difference in the pain in this one. When you do a reverse Ude Garami, the pain will go straight from the elbow to the shoulder. So it becomes a little bit of a shoulder lock. That's where the pain element is. But it's still a very nice technique and it's still effective. Come underneath and apply the arm. There is a third variation with the Garami. That's when your opponent's hand is straight. Sometimes you can get the hand straight and apply here. So now the pressure is directly onto the elbow. You can do it this way left side, or you can do it the other way, exactly the same. This happens occasionally when Uki's trying to get out. He's fighting away and suddenly I'm trying and his arm straighten out, and then I apply the pressure. Now for this to work, I need to lift my hands up like a butterfly, and that creates pressure onto his elbow, and you apply the pressure away from his shoulder. So from here, I push the elbow where it's not going to go, and I lift the arm up. Don't lift the palm, keep that down, same principle. So we have Ude Garami in this position, left and right can be done. We have Ushiro Ude Garami, which is a reverse, hold the wrist, cross here. And we also have another variation this way, holding underneath. It's very common that a lot of people make the mistake of holding the hand underneath. I really don't know why. So make sure your hand comes over the top, grab the wrist on top and across here. Of course, with all judo, remember we can do both sides, left and right. So if you go away and practice with that, and remember, it's an arm lock, so Uki submit as soon as the pain happens, because the elbow is very fragile and you can actually injure yourselves quite a lot. So this is Ude Garami, entangled arm lock, or figure four. Okay, so you need to go away and practice with the Garami now. Lots of practice makes perfect. Please like the video. Leave me a comment if you wish. Let me know of your comments. Make sure you subscribe as well to Samson's Judo. And later on in the series, we'll complicate this even further. Thank you for watching.